Hi guys, I'm OP. I'm a prop trader from Hashedge and I'm here to give you daily market analysis of the market. As we just woke up, we saw a wonderful pump in the Bitcoin chart and we are now at 87,390. So all last week, if you were following all my videos, you were seeing I was always talking about how boring the markets were and how we should always be paying attention to the charts, ready to deploy immediately we see a bounce off the level and the market and the price is ready to make a decision. Now we just woke up and the price made a decision immediately. The price spiked by 2% up all the way to 87. We were lagging all around 18, 85, 84 throughout last week and now we are at 87. We are ready to confirm our support, our resistance line that we have drawn at 88,500. And once we confirm that support, that resistance rather, and we turn the resistance into a support, then that's confirmation for me that the bull market is back and we are ready to pump to the highest. Of course, we know trade and charts don't just go one straight line in one candle. So of course there will still be pulled back a little bit, maybe to around the 86,000 for confirmation of that before we go further up. So all of this is just time in the markets. They say is always important and always to watch and to be here and to be paying attention to the market. That's why we are here every day to give you this market analysis, because right here with this 2%, there's a big trade and traders will have made boatloads of money in this period. You look at the RSI too, we seem to be pointing right upwards, so it looks like further movement towards upwards for the near term. So we'll be looking further at this chart moving forward. We'll jump straight onto the Solana charts. You can see that Solana too is responding. The RSI looks to be pointing upwards, but it's not responding as fast as Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin is a faster horse, looking at the charts wise. And Solana is at 140, and we're looking that we're going to take profit or whatever at around 145, 150 thereabouts. So we are still in this trade and we're still watching it. Of course, there's a lot of bullish sentiment and fundamental analysis around Solana, and Hayden Adams, the CEO of Uniswap Labs, has just been, talking about the bull case for Solana and saying Solana has a better roadmap team, and the plan is to do DeFi on L1 vertical scaling. Ethereum, comparing Ethereum and Solana, which is an ongoing discussion that has been going since the birth of Solana, that Solana is a better L1 and Solana is here to eat Ethereum's lunch. And Ethereum has been working on an L2 roadmap for 5 years. So this is just comparing both of them, that Solana is much faster, much more user friendly, has much more adoption, and that is true. If you look back on last year, with the meme coin era, during the meme coin phase, there was a lot of movement on Solana. Even Trump dropped his meme coin on Solana. So there's a lot of use case. Solana is very easy to use. It's very user friendly. There's a lot of UI UX going on for it. It's faster. It's very cheap. The gas fees are very, very cheap. So all these are working for Solana, and other people are just saying how Solana, it looks like ETH in some time ago, in the 19, I believe in 2017, 2019, and Solana should be up or to Solana should go back up to $2,000. So we are watching all of that and seeing the movement. That will be a very, very bullish move for Solana, and a lot of us that are holding Solana would make a killing on Solana if Solana makes that move. But of course, that move is going to be a longer term, so we hold that as a very long swing, as a swing kind of play. And then we go into XRP. XRP is still range bounding between $2.1 and also moving sideways. So just similar like Bitcoin is still doing this sideways movement, which is boring. It can make us lethargic for what the price action is giving us. But we don't stay bored, we don't stay lethargic on this. We are just watching, because another violent move can happen in XRP, mimicking what Bitcoin has just done. So Bitcoin is the first mover, and all of this can be the second or third movers in the cryptocurrency space, because we are seeing a lot of movement across the board already. Everything has woken up on this Easter Monday. and giving us a bullish start for this week. So let's see what is going on. For looking at the fear and greed index, of course, we are not surprised. The fear has kind of gone, as is getting towards the neutral territory, unlike yesterday, which was 37. So you see, fear is kind of improving. We are leaving freer territory little by little. So we are just watchful on this, and we have to pay attention to fear and greed, because once we start to get into the greed, that's when a lot of us will start to take caution, and maybe times to pull money off the table. Looking at the cryptocurrencies and the altcoins across the board, you can see that everywhere is green. Of course, there are still a few outliers of red, but you can see Mana that just catches my eye quickly, which is a gaming token. STX is Bitcoin, so Bitcoin first moved, and STX is moving, of course. We see Fatcoin, meme coins, Gala, that's gaming also, VeChain also, supply chain, Render, AI, Tau, AI. So there's a lot of things across the board. Sand, Algorand, Near, Link, Chainlink is blue. Aptos, Injective, Sui is also blue. So a lot of things are getting bullish and looking like is ready to pick up and make a move. Then we see CoinDesk reporting the reason why Bitcoin just pushed past this $87,000, and they are explaining, and their reason for this is because they are suggesting that because of the sharp drop in the US dollar and gold also rallying, both of these things were triggered by Trump's push to replace Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, which we have talked about ad nauseum last week, and while a trade in Japan also might be coming soon. So all these are catalysts that they are suggesting. Marcos Tien, founder of 10x Research, is telling CoinDesk and suggesting that that is what their analysis is saying, and that's what they think is causing this sharp rally to the upside. Then Ivan on Tech, of course, is laughing at the bears always. The bears are in disbelief. Bitcoin was supposed to be at 60,000 by now, because many of them were saying this. But everybody's just happy and bullish, and this is time where a lot of people are always dancing and laughing at other people, laughing at bears. But for us, we try to stay neutral, because it's not time for us to be rejoicing, because anything can happen. The market are still uncertain. Let's not forget this. So we remain cautious, because the markets are still uncertain. Yes, we have seen a bull, an incredible 2% candle on Bitcoin, but that doesn't mean an incredible 2% candle on Bitcoin, but that doesn't mean we should start to laugh, we should start to rejoice, we should start to count our money. No, this is the time to even be cautious a lot, because a lot of people will just be jumping into the trade now, and they can easily get liquidated if there's a wipeout, if this is a bullish, if it's a fake bull candle. So we have to be careful, because there's a lot of looking at it from a geopolitical perspective and a macroeconomic perspective. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market. So that means anything that Trump tweets or anything he says today or tomorrow can crash, can wipe out this 2% gain that we have had. So that's why we have to be careful, because we are in a political news-driven territory. And we just have to pay attention to that. Looking at more bullish signals and more bullish news, it's being reported that 1 in 3 wealthy South Koreans hold crypto, and they are looking at it because they believe that digital space will be the next frontier and the next use case, and this is where the world is moving to. I also agree on that front. There's a lot of things going on, and even with that, we just use South Korea as an example of what the Asians are doing, because a lot of bullish things happen during the Asian timing in the world. It's quite interesting when you watch it and you look at it from the Asian timing. A lot of they buy a lot of Bitcoin and they move the markets very, very aggressively. Traders obviously know this, that timing is also quite important and interesting during different time zones of the world when they are trading and when they are awake. For us, we notice that America always they trade during when evening my time, because I'm based in Dubai, my time, and in the evening. But Asia in the morning when we wake up, they move the markets. So looking at it even from this beautiful chart, and Asia is in yellow and US is in blue, you can see like there was a sharp divergence around March area, and Asians have just been buying more Bitcoin as a safe haven, which has been reported with South Korea, like I just said previously, and Americans are buying it as a risk asset, while Asians are buying it as risk off. So that is quite interesting statistics to just take note of, to see the divergence in the the kind of people and what they are using it for, right? And what they know. So that is quite interesting. Looking at Svensson, sorry, I'm sure I butchered his name. He's saying the market dynamics are shifting. Demand is now outpacing supply, and massive discounts are available for the taking. One thing is certain: nothing lasts forever. The bearish trend will reverse into a bullish one. The real question is, are you ready for it? He asked a very, very good question. But we are me answering it. I'm ready for it. That's why I'm here giving you this analysis, watching, giving you this bull case and everything. And I'm also in the market. I'm not just saying it by word, but I'm also in the market with my hard-earned dollars, and I'm making a move. I'm ready for it, and we are ready here to take advantage of whatever move. Even that's why we are traders, even up or down, long or short. We are here to take advantage of it. Crypto Rover is also saying the same thing. Tech futures are down because the stock market has plunged into the toilet based on all this rhetoric from Trump and the Fed Jerome Powell drama. And you see the dollar is also down, but gold is high. Bitcoin is breaking out. What do you think is happening? Bitcoin will turn to risk-off assets, and it will join gold in that status of being a risk-off asset. We can see China has retaliated again, and they threaten to against the other countries that are siding with US on trade. So we now are watching, or we are about to watch, a split between different kind of countries, maybe for US against US, or for US for China. That is going to just turn the whole macroeconomic situation and the geopolitical situation into a quagmire. And of course, that is bringing more uncertainty to what we are trading and what we are doing here. We just listened to Mara's CEO recommending his kids to buy Bitcoin. This is just more bullish sentiment for me, just to keep you ahead and to know that we are early where we are.
Yeah, one of the Bitcoin acolytes, Tim Draper, for many years has been a supporter, and he says something like 250,000 by the end of this year. Maybe that's a little bit hyperbolic, but I would ask you. You just talked about how others, whether it's the ETFs or you got to look at these central banks that may start to snap up Bitcoin. We know what happened during the gold rush of the 49, and everybody rushes in, the supply goes down, price goes up, and then suddenly there's nothing left. How do you avoid getting caught in any kind of maelstrom or vortex?
I think Bitcoin, if you look at it over the past 13, 14 years, it's only been down 3 years out of the 14. And one of those years was just, obviously during the COVID, when all markets were down. So over any period, you can look at Bitcoin, and it's gone up on average somewhere between 29 and 50% a year easily. And so our recommendation, my recommendation to my kids, for example, is that put just a little bit away every month in Bitcoin and forget about it and just watch.
Okay.
And over 2, 3, 4 years, it grows, and that's what people do. You're starting to see, Morgan, I think there was a news item on one of the news wires this morning that E-Trade was possibly going to start providing crypto trading services. And you already have Fidelity doing that. And if Vanguard and the other ones start opening this up, that's a huge market. And then you start looking at insurance companies. There was a bank the other day that did a refinancing continue.
So we just see more bullish case arguing for Bitcoin. He's telling his kids to buy Bitcoin. He's saying institutions are here, retail is here. When the demand outweighs the supply, the price is going to skyrocket for sure. This is 100%. That's why we are here. The demand is going to be coming. You see 1 in 3 South Koreans are holding and buying Bitcoin, are buying cryptocurrencies. Asians are buying a lot more because maybe they see something coming that the US and the West doesn't see, but the East sees. Where do we want to be? We want to be on the side of the institutions. We want to be on the side of the smart money. We want to be on the side of making money. That's why we are here as traders, to make money. All movements, we want to make money, either long or short. 0 to Ferrari. See you tomorrow. Bye.